Content warning. Flashing lights and images, sudden or fast-changing colors, fast-moving images and patterns. This video contains spoilers for the game Ninpen Manmaru. When talking about platformers, the topic of controls is usually the focus. How smooth they are, if everything is polished and has the right amount of precision. I feel that ends up becoming very prescriptive after a while, since it ends up dismissing certain games because they don't follow the correct design of the genre, even when they may have slightly different goals. A pretty good example of this is Ninpen Manmaru. Ninpen Manmaru was a 3D platformer developed by Tam and published by Enix on December 18, 1997 for the Sega Saturn. Based on a manga and anime of the same name, Ninpen Manmaru is about the titular Manmaru, originally a penguin from the zoo who was made to join the Nenga clan to become a ninja. In the game, Manmaru is tasked with going to the ninja house by himself. On the way, he'll encounter various other characters from the series and compete in various competitions against them. But if he makes it through, he'll receive golden origami paper. This is all through cutscenes with still images and voice acting, with the same voice actors as the anime. As for the game itself, you'll play as Manmaru and platform your way through each of the stages. It becomes immediately obvious once you start playing that the controls are slippery and tank-like. Manmaru has momentum when he runs, which makes landing jumps tricky. Turning while moving forward steers you forward in that direction rather than moving diagonally. If you hit walls or obstacles, he'll fall down and get pushed back. This can feel like a failure of the game, that it doesn't work how a platformer should be, but it's intentional. Manmaru isn't supposed to be able to move fluidly through an environment. In the manga and anime, it's a running joke that Manmaru trips a lot because as a penguin, it's hard for him to run on land. They literally tell him to walk slowly so he doesn't trip. The game translates that aspect in the controls so you have as much trouble as he does. Now even with that, the game also needs to be designed around this to be effective, and it does well in this respect. Each level is a pretty small 3D environment with obstacles. There are enemies, but you can't attack them as Manmaru doesn't like violence, so all you can do is avoid them. There are power-ups that make you run faster or restore your health, but there's also ones that slow you down or make it that you can't jump. Sometimes there's switches you need to step on, rocks that you throw as a platform, or modifiers like low gravity, but the regular levels are pretty straightforward platforming. The game's controls encourage careful play, and the level design reflects that. You'll have to jump across many small platforms, but the game moves at a pretty slow pace to let you wait for the right moment to move forward. It's tense when you're in levels that are traversed vertically, where one wrong move is going to send you all the way down. While the game puts you at the beginning of a level after you die, the levels are so small that it is pretty fast to get back to where you were. Eventually I reached a point with many levels where I was eventually able to move through them faster. The best example of this is the power downs. In most other games they'd be just a nuisance, but here they serve a distinct purpose, to force you to slow down and wait on your first time through a level. As you become more comfortable with the level, you usually can just move yourself around them. If you lose all your lives, you are given a chance to go back to the level you died at by winning a coin collecting competition. It's pretty easy, so winning consistently isn't much of a problem. If you do lose though, it means going back to a save point, which could mean a level or two back, which is probably the biggest design decision I didn't like. At the end of an area, you'll take part in various competitions with other characters from the series, whether that's coin collecting, going through a maze, or avoiding the other character for a set amount of time. These stages are also based on Manmaru's trouble with running, as they are all based on him outrunning time or other people. Manmaru even mentions it at one point. Despite the theming, they are the easiest part of the game, and serve more as a way to punctuate the platforming sections. As for the story, having read a bit of the manga and watched a few episodes of the anime to prepare for this video, it translates the cute and comedic tone at the beginning of the series well enough. I mean, at the end of the game, once you won against Nenga, Manmaru's teacher, Manmaru gets the prized golden origami paper along with silver origami paper. And what does he do with them? He makes a gold and silver origami version of Nenga, of course. It's all just very cute. Ninpen Manmaru at first can feel flawed as a platformer due to how its controls diverge from what's expected of a good platformer. But its controls are intentional to encourage a certain style of play and deliver its themes. Just as Manmaru through slow and steady movement overcomes obstacles, the player does the same. I enjoyed the gradual progression of at first taking your time getting a feel for the platforms of a given level, to when you could start moving through levels confidently and quickly. It's cool. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon or Ko-fi. Patreon is if you want to support me monthly, and Ko-fi is for one-time support. These videos wouldn't be possible without the generous support of my patrons and Ko-fis. Any amount helps this channel keep going. Anyways, here's my Twitter, my Instagram, my channel link if you want to subscribe, and some other videos I've made. Well, that's all I had to say. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around.